Nope, I'm here.
Okay, so we just heard our little summary there. We know that Nancy Pelosi has given the vice president till Wednesday to invoke the 25th Amendment, and if not, the House is going to move forward with impeachment proceedings. I'm curious from you, we're hearing from, apparently there's a Fox News source, I know CNN had reported this too, that Vice President Mike Pence was highly unlikely to invoke the 25th Amendment. What are you hearing in Washington, D.C. right now? Have there been any signals from the Vice President's office at this point?
Well, we'll be headed back to Washington, the whole Congress, tomorrow, because, as you pointed out, the Republicans stopped a attempt to do by unanimous consent the passage of this resolution, which would have said to the vice president that Congress believes that you should exercise your authority to remove this president from power. And there's two different things going on here, Jen. One is the fear that many people on both sides of the aisle have over what the president could do in the coming 9 days when he remains president. Though he has no Twitter account or Facebook page, his PGA tournament has been taken away from him. He still has control over our nuclear arsenal. This is a man who has now shown that he has no sense of right or wrong, no sense of what makes sense. And so that's going on. Then you've got the accountability piece. He incited an insurrection against the government of the United States. By the grace of God, dozens of people weren't killed. We were very, very close to seeing fatalities amongst senators, amongst members of Congress. By the grace of God, and because of some quick-thinking security officers, that didn't happen. But a lot of that is on the president and on the president's people, who have whipped a mob into this frenzy around an idea that has not one fact to support it, namely this crazy idea that the election was stolen. And there are consequences to that. So, yes, impeachment will be taken up this week. There's talk of censure. Needless to say, there's a lot of people on both sides of the aisle who are also looking for accountability for this president's actions and for the people who assisted him. His own personal lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, saying that we should resolve this by combat. Well, he got that.
Congressman
and 6 people
Himes,
are dead.
Yeah, real quick, on Republican support, is it worth the effort? Some people say on your colleagues on the other side of the aisle that this is just a divisive move and that you might end up just having that Senate trial while the president-elect is, starting his time in office.
Well, let's be very clear. I've spent my entire political career reaching out to the other side, trying to work with my Republican colleagues. Right now, when most of them supported this fantasy that an election was stolen from Donald Trump, utter fantasy, they don't get to talk about unity. Until accountability has been visited, they don't get to use the word unity because they've spent the last 4 years tearing this country apart. And we saw the logical outcome of that on the 6th of January. But your other point is a good one. We do have to be very careful. Look, Joe Biden becoming president on the 20th has to be a new beginning for this country. And I don't know quite what it looks like, but we need to make sure that, wherever you are on the political spectrum, that on January 20th, it is in fact a new beginning.
All right, Congressman Jim Himes, appreciate your time. Thanks for calling in with us.